Hello there, lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and last week I asked you, lovely lot, what does Nintendo need to do to save the Virtual Console? You all, of course, answered splendidly and wonderfully and beautifully, but I can't pick everyone, so here's just what a few of you had to say. Milo Luna seems to think that the 3DS needs to get some more systems going, like the GBA, and perhaps even GameCube games? No, I'm sorry, the 3DS just cannot handle GameCube games. No, it just can't. Game & Wongas gets bogged down in semantics and then all of a sudden seems to go completely off the rails. Something about needing some kind of masked superhero cape? No, I don't get it either. Bram Wildenberg says, put frickin' Pokemon on it. Well. Dylan Bean seems more positive and also just generally more well-informed and says that they think that it's generally fine as it is. Maybe they prefer if it was a bit cheaper, but generally they're happy that Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow are coming to 3DS. Take notes. The all-round nerd doesn't seem to like the idea of having to buy things twice for each individual console and would prefer some sort of cross-platform thing going, and they have tried that a bit with certain things. It's generally third parties who have tried that, but that is a really good idea. Harry Carson says, release Mother 3 in the West as loudly as possible. I'm sure 90% of the people watching this will be aware that you, Mr. Harry Carson, are not alone in believing such a thing. Only thing about it is it would have to be fully translated, and that takes a long time, and I'm not really sure whether they think there'll be a market for it, so I don't know, I'd love it if it did, but The Blue Beetle says, and I quote, to save the VC, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. No, please hold your applause. Thank you, enough now, stop clapping. Chicken Wings seems to think that Nintendo need to be aware of the fact that basically you can play a lot of games for free using emulators, and yes, it's a moral grey area, but yes, you can do that. However, I do think that Nintendo are more than aware that such a practice exists. It's just, of course they know. Mulak Senpai likes the idea of putting games that weren't previously available in certain regions on the Virtual Console, and they suggest Mother 3 to come up again. The fact is, we've already had this with things like Earthbound Beginnings, and indeed just Earthbound generally in the PAL region. It never came out over here. It's infuriating. And finally, Dyrunt has a really interesting idea, which I've actually heard before, but it just sounds so good you've got to hear it. The basic idea is to overhaul the Virtual Console system entirely and replace it with a streaming service, so rather than just downloading one game for £4 or $5 or whatever, instead you simply connect to a server and stream the game down. That didn't make an awful lot of sense. Basically what I mean is that you would play the game much like you would stream a film on Netflix or something like that, and considering how tiny the games are, it would be very, very doable. Huge thanks to everybody who got involved. Of course, I can't read all of your ideas out, otherwise this would last forever, and nobody wants that. But you do have a chance to get one of your comments read out in the next episode. And so, my question for you this week is, quite simply, when is Zelda Wii U coming out? We do have the basic idea that it is coming this year, obviously, but it's been changed and the, financial reports have come out, but it is coming out this year, so don't panic too much. Let us know your thoughts down there in the comments section. Get writing, is it coming this year? Yes. Is it coming next year? No. Is it coming on the NX? Just any idea that you've got, chuck it down there. Could be a laugh. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you visualize that subscribe button as best you can, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Harry Carson says, release Mother 3 in the West in extremely, extremely loud mouth things. Then why don't you visualize that subscribe button and make it into some sort of online streamable downloadable virtual console service? No, that's rubbish.